Hello, my name is Kelly. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here today. I will be talking about my July TBR today. I have some fun books planned. First, I'll tell you about the audiobooks I plan to be listening to. First up is The Office BFFs, which is by Kinsey, who played Angela on The Office, and Jenna Fischer, who of course played Pam. They are best friends in real life, even though they didn't like each other very much on the show. And they have written a book about how, their best friendship developed and stories about what happened on The Office. It's perfect for those of you who might be fans of their podcast. So I will be listening to that so that I can hear their voices as they read their book to me. The other book that we are finishing up as a family, and it probably won't be done until sometime in July, is the second book of the Wingfeather Saga. If the third book is available at the library, we'll probably get started on that. If not, I think we'll be listening to The Wind in the Willows next. All right, so for what I'm going to read with my eyeballs, first up is The Spice King by Elizabeth Camden. This is a historical fiction romance, and it is about a person who has had a spice empire that was very successful. But in the process of having this, he's had to neglect family and friendships a lot. And so he's going back to kind of help his family out, and he meets a very alluring botanist. And so things will develop from there. The next book that I will be reading is Silas Marner, and that is by George Eliot. This is a classic book that I talked about in my 2 books tag that I did. It was one of those that I read in school that I'd like to give a reread. So this will be a reread, and I'm doing it with Read Find Books, who has the most amazing classical discussions on her channel. You really need to try it out. If you love classics, it's great because you'll just be like, oh, she is so smart in her analysis of these things. And if you are trying to love classics, it's great because you will learn a lot. You can just read a little bit and then go and check out what she says about it. And your analytical skills will be improved just by watching her channel. Trust me, it's true. All right, the next one I'll be reading is Royal Assassins, which is the second book in the Farseer series. And I'll be reading this with my friend Dusty Book Sniffers. And we read the first book, The Assassin's Apprentice, together. It really set up a major, what is going to happen type thing. There's so many questions that are unanswered. The first book, she said on her channel, is just very much an introduction book. It leaves so many questions unanswered, and it was a lot of world building. But I really like Robin Hobb's writing style, and I just cannot wait to find out what happens next. The next book is going to be Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, and I am completely new to Brandon Sanderson. I know, how can a fantasy lover like me even say that? So all I know about this book, I'm trying to go in pretty blind, is that I know that he was kind of inspired by the thought of, with Harry Potter, what if Voldemort had won and the prophesied, good person had not. So that's all I literally know about this. So I don't know what is going to happen. I think it's a little bit of a stonker of a book. I think it's almost 600 pages. So that will probably take me a lot of the month with 3 kids at home to get through. So hopefully my sprints will help me get through, because I'm not really able to be a marathon reader at this stage of my life. It's sprint as much as I can throughout the day. All right, the last one I have for July is Red Rising by Pierce Brown. And I also don't know very much about this. I'm wanting to go in blind. I have recently on BookTube had a couple people tell me that they thought I would really love it. It's in the sci-fi genre, which I really don't read enough sci-fi, which is crazy because even though I don't read much sci-fi, a couple of my favorite TV series of all time are sci-fi. I love the X-Files and I love Firefly. So it is a genre that I can often appreciate. So I will let you know what I think about that. I was trying to find more at one point, and it was just maybe a sign that maybe I should go in blind. I would enjoy it more about this book on BookTube. And what came up is this book tuber named Tasha Polis. Tasha Polis is her name, and basically it's her crushing over Pierce Brown because she thinks he's the hottest author ever. And I guess he picked up on it, and she was able to do some interviews with him and everything because of that. It's just kind of funny because she's just looking at him like this and in love with him. So if you need a good laugh, those are good to check out. If for some reason I get through all this, which would be pushing it with my month, oh, I just lost an earring, then I might try to either listen or read Jane Austen. I know a lot of people do Jane Austen July. I'm a big Jane Austen fan. If I get around to it, I would probably either do Northanger Abbey or possibly Mansfield Park, because I haven't ever done rereads of those, and I think that I've done at least one reread of all the other Jane Austen books that have been published. So if for some reason I get to those, I get to them, and that will be wonderful. If not, then I have a great lineup. I hope you have the most wonderful reading July ever. And as always, you can find me on social media, Facebook and Instagram, Kelly Reads a Lot. Feel free to be active in the comments. I love interacting with you guys. As always, I hope that you read a lot. Bye-bye.